everybody. How you doing? I wouldn't get a bike first, and it pisses me off because I made this vlog like a week ago, and it got fucked up. Wasn't right. Pretty much a bug smashed into the glass, and I just had a bug over the whole lens the whole time, which doesn't make for a great vlog. So I'm redoing it, and since then, M13 uses fucking painkiller to steal this idea from me, so he just made this vlog. But anyway, you want to get a bike, and you haven't had a car yet, or you want to have a bike as your only ride. Do I think it's a good idea? Sure, why not? I mean, I hardly ever discourage any of my friends that want to do that, because I'm like, hell yeah, more riding buddies, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it is like the worst idea, like they're like a fucking, like, huge fat guy missing a leg who's can't see well and has to take a chartered bus everywhere he goes, and he's like, man, I think I'm gonna sell my diabetes drugs and buy a bike. I'm like, fuck yeah, you should, dude. Go for it. I think that would be great. But that's because I'm just selfish and I want more riding friends, so. That was fun. But should you actually do it? I mean, you gotta look at your situation. Like, there's a lot of people, UK guys, and you know, it just depends where you're at, what country you're living in. Some places it's gonna make more sense to have a something on 2 wheels instead of 4 wheels. So you gotta figure that out for you. I mean, I don't know. Like, I talked to Spicy, and he tells me it makes more sense for him to have a bike instead of a car, and it costs more money to get a car license and everything else, and it actually does cost a little bit more money to get a car license and a bike license here in America too, but not by much. I'm talking about just going and doing the testing when you're over 18, when instead of taking the classes. It is cheaper to get a bike license, but most people over here drive cars, and I think a lot of it's just to do with distance, and everyone else is a moron over here, so you want a cage around you. But it's, man, this guy, like, his bike's covering up his brake light's pretty good there. I think it's an M3. Let's see. No, it's just a regular Beamer. People don't like it when you do this too much here in America. I mean, like I said though, to me, I think it makes more sense to start out in a car if you're talking about your very first vehicle, just because damn it, I don't want to, however I say it, it's just gonna sound like M13's video, but god dang it, I made this video first. I don't give a shit. I don't fuck care what anyone says. It makes more sense because you need to learn, you need to get your basics down, learn what you're doing before you go for the 2-wheel thing, in my opinion, because you're just adding like another element in there. It takes a lot of, damn it, M13, it takes a lot of concentration and willpower to do that. Look at this bitch. What's she doing? Is she actually trying to get to their lane, or is she just up and blocking me? Like, oh, watch, I'll just get in the other lane. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. I see you looking too. She's a YouTube star now, and we all like her. I was blowing her kissies. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it takes more concentration to ride a bike than it does to drive a car around and honk at bikers and yell at them, you know. So, I think, yeah, you should start off in a car. Damn you, M13. You stole this video from my brain. No one knew about this. So, yeah, that's me. Then once later on, yeah, maybe you get a bike once you're a little more comfortable. I mean, the last thing you want to do is get your first bike and fucking just not, you know, just wreck it because you're unconfident and shit, you know. You're probably gonna, there's a good chance you'll wreck your first bike anyway. Not add to that probability by not being familiar with roads and just the mechanics of driving itself. you know, I think you drive for a few years to the point where you're very comfortable driving, and then you throw the bike in the mix. Or maybe you've been a person who also rode a motocross bike since you were like 2 years old, so it doesn't really mean nothing to you. So, yeah, still I would say that. And for the person who wants to just sell their vehicle up and out and just get a bike and have it as their only ride, which everyone tells you they want to do when it gets to be summerish time around here. So that's cool. I like having riding partners and friends to ride with. But you got to be honest with yourself. Like, is it you want to backpack everything you go and take home? You know, there's going to be inclement days where you're really not going to want to be on a motorcycle. You know, I mean, we do get some snow and ice. I forgot to do winter this year. We didn't have winter. Just we got a skip year. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't happen every year. I think people forget that when they're thinking about bikes. People forget if we literally just had like a horrible icy winter. I still hear people every year. They're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a fucking motorcycle this year." I'm like, "All right. If that means you sell your car, just know what you're getting yourself into." I'd say really think to yourself. Try to remember to yourself, remind yourself, like, yeah, like wintertime's not gonna come back. I have to take people with me. It's really inconvenient to take a passenger all the time. You know, you have to have another helmet. What if that helmet doesn't fit them right, you know? I mean, you can't. Chicks that always want to climb up on a bike and ride with you everywhere, that's cool for a while when they're first starting to date you, and then afterwards they're not going to want to get on your bike every time you go somewhere. They're going to want to be able to, you know, dress nice and look nice where they're going. So, I don't know, I've asked yourself real hard, especially here in America, where I think it's better to have a car than a bike here. A bike's good for a second, a car is good for first transportation. And that's what I think. Yeah. Get a bike. I mean, get a car. Then get a bike as a second vehicle, not a primary vehicle. That's my opinion on it. But hell, you're fucking men, dudes, whatever, even girls. Y'all gonna do whatever the fuck you want. People don't listen to advice. Anyway, later, guys. Seen comments like that, they know the answer to them. Those of you who have answered for me, like tell them what bike I have or tell them I've already made that video and this and that. I thank you guys a lot.